Hello viewers, welcome to the Editorial Analysis by Dristhi IAS. In this section, we regularly take editorials from various newspapers and news portals for a better understanding of the various issues happening in India and around the globe. In this section, we first try to link the editorial with the UPSC syllabus, then we go analytical in order to understand some key points and at last some important concepts. We truly hope that you like this initiative taken by Drishti IAS and your feedbacks are very important for us. So without any further delay, let's commence our session.
Dear viewer, this video is available in Hindi as well. If you wish to watch it, please visit our Hindi YouTube channel, Drishti IAS. For your convenience, the link for this video in Hindi has been provided in the description below.
Today's editorial is taken from The Economist and the title of the editorial is The Ghost from the Past. In this editorial, we'll see about the recent clashes that happened between Armenia and Azerbaijan over the disputed territory of Nagorno-Karabakh region. If we try to link the editorial with our UPSC syllabus, we can link it with GS paper 2, which has constitution, polity, governance, and if we further narrow it down, we can link it with the international relations segment. Some key points of the editorial. Now, on September 28th, both Armenia and Azerbaijan were on the brink of war over the disputed territory of Nagorno-Karabakh region. Now, already dozens of people they have been killed in the fighting, which involved both civilians as well as the military personnel. And both the countries are using the artillery strikes as well as the air power. Now, it is for the second time in the last 3 months when both these countries are almost reaching on the brink of war. Now, what exactly are the reasons for the dispute? Territorial dispute. Now, the Nagorno-Karabakh region has almost 95% population which are ethnically Armenian. And this region is controlled by these Armenians as well. But internationally, this region is recognized as a part of Azerbaijan. Now, religiously, Armenia is a Christian majority state while Azerbaijan is Muslim-dominated country. Domestic politics has also played a very important role here. Now, leaders from both the sides, they have fueled the issue time and again in order to harvest their political benefits. Now, you can see here the map of both Azerbaijan and Armenia. Now, this is Azerbaijan with its capital at Baku. This is Armenia with its capital at Yerevan. Now, you can see now this part also, it represents Azerbaijan. Now, the disputed territory we are talking about is this region, the Nagorno-Karabakh region. Also, you can see this lightly pink shaded region. Now, these are several districts. To be precise, it is 7 districts which is actually controlled by the Armenian forces here. So, what exactly is the history behind this particular dispute? Clashes over Nagorno-Karabakh have erupted repeatedly since 1994, when a ceasefire halted a war in which tens of thousands of people were killed and about 1 million displaced. Now, both Azerbaijan and Armenia at one point of time, they were the part of USSR. When USSR got disintegrated, both Armenia and Azerbaijan became independent states. And since then, there has been a dispute over this territory between these two countries. The region, that is the Nagorno-Karabakh region, as well as surrounding 7 districts, this particular region, the lightly shaded pink region, has since been controlled by Armenian forces. Though the region has an ethnic Armenian majority population, but internationally it is recognized as a part of Azerbaijan. Like I told you in the last slide as well, majority population, almost 95% population in the Nagorno-Karabakh region is ethnically Armenian, but internationally this particular region is recognized as a part of Azerbaijan. Now, the history of dispute between these two countries. In 1920, Nagorno-Karabakh Autonomous Region was established within Azerbaijan by the then Soviet Union. In 1988, Nagorno-Karabakh legislature, they actually passed a resolution to join Armenia. But the problem was it wasn't accepted. It wasn't accepted by Azerbaijan. In 1991, the autonomous region officially declared that it would not join either of the countries after a referendum which was boycotted by Azerbaijan. Now, in 1991, there was a referendum among the people of the countries, and they decided that they don't want to go either with Armenia or with Azerbaijan, but they wanted an autonomous state for themselves. However, this referendum was absolutely boycotted by Azerbaijan. War erupted between Armenia and Azerbaijan over the region, leaving roughly tens of thousands of casualties and hundreds and thousands of refugees. Many people died and many people were displaced because of the war that happened between Armenia and Azerbaijan. In 1994, Russia intervened and it mediated a ceasefire between both the countries. In April 2016, the region was particularly tense because of violent fighting between the two countries, which was known as a 4-day war. Now in April 2016, again, both countries, they started fighting with each other. Violent clashes were seen between both the countries over the disputed region. And the clashes, they continued for 4 days. That's why we are using the term 4-day war. Apart from this, the intermittent ceasefire violation between Azerbaijani and Armenian troops have caused hundreds of deaths in the past decade. Now, though ceasefire has been declared between both the countries, yet there are many instances where you can see that the ceasefire violations are taking place. And in those ceasefire violations, military personnel, civilians from both the sides, they have lost their lives. The recent events that took place, both the sides, they have blamed each other for the violence, which has awakened memories of a war that devastated the region during the collapse of the Soviet Union and which now risks dragging in two outside powers, Turkey and Russia. Now, whenever asked, both the sides are blaming each other for the clashes that are happening. Now, if these clashes continue to grow, then chances are very high that it will definitely drag the two very important powers in that particular region, Russia and Turkey. Now, Armenian Foreign Ministry recently has published some footage of the tanks and said that they have also gunned down an Azerbaijani helicopter. Now, Azerbaijan, on the other hand, they are claiming that they have captured several villages in the disputed territory of Nagorno-Karabakh region. Students, we have to see that how actually this conflict will impact the international situation. So, here are several aspects of the impact which we can see because of this conflict. Number one, it might destabilize the region. Now, why am I saying destabilize the region? Because, if the tensions are renewed, so definitely the chances are very high that a military conflict will occur between both the countries. And it will lead to a situation which is not beneficial for both the countries. Also, this might cause some social unrest in the entire region, which is already suffering from COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the second one is the civilian casualties. Now, in this disputed region, we know that hundreds and thousands of civilians, they have already left, they have already been displaced. Now, there are not many civilian settlements in the disputed region. And if anything like war happens between both the countries, so the chances are very high that the people living in this particular region will be impacted and they might have to displace themselves from this particular region. Now, the third one is the economic impact. Now, if a war arises between both the countries, so definitely it could disrupt the oil and gas export from this particular region, because Azerbaijan is a significant oil and gas exporter to Europe and Central Asia. This might also lead to high oil price globally. And last, international involvement. Now, like I said, the bigger powers of the region like Turkey and Russia, they might join in. So we all know that Russia has very close ties with Armenia, whereas Turkey and USA, they support Azerbaijan. So any military escalation, it might draw regional powers, like I told, Turkey and Russia, more deeply into the conflict. Now we will see what impact or what effect will be on India. What exactly are the relations of India with these two countries and how it might affect India. So India and Armenia bilateral cooperation has seen rapid growth in the last few years. Recently, in March 2020, Armenia bought India's military radar system, which is Swati. Many Indian students, they are studying in Armenian medical universities. They are doing MBBS, BDS courses like that. Now, this was something about the India and the Armenian bilateral relations. Now, India's relations with Azerbaijan are also very good. Like, India is the part of the international north-south transport corridor, a multimodal network of ship, rail, and road route for moving freight between countries like India, Iran, Afghanistan, Azerbaijan, Russia, Central Asia, and Europe. Now I'm talking about a corridor, Now this is the corridor that I'm talking about, the International North-South Transport Corridor. Okay. Now students, you can see this red line. This actually is the corridor, whereas the standard route was this blue line, which we can see. Okay. This used to be the standard route, but under this North-South Transport Corridor, we can see how easy it is for India. So it is very important for India that it maintains its relationship with Azerbaijan. Further, India's ONGC Videsh is investor in Azeri, Chirag, Gunashili oil fields and also Baku, Tbilisi, Sihan pipeline. Now ONGC Videsh is an investor in both these ventures. Okay. But there is one problem here. Azerbaijan actually supports Pakistan's position on the Kashmir issue. That means on the Kashmir issue, Azerbaijan is standing with Pakistan. Now, the Pakistan angle here is very clear. Because Azerbaijan is a Muslim-dominated country, so Pakistan is supporting Azerbaijan completely. Also, China has a very important role here because China has signed a number of agreements with both Armenia as well as Azerbaijan. Also, Armenia has agreed that it will participate in the Belt and Road project of China. Now, by looking at such situation, what we can say is way forward for India under such circumstances will be because we are seeing that Pakistan, China and Turkey influence in this particular region is growing and it's a matter of concern for India. So it is very important for India that it has to strengthen its ties with both the countries, Azerbaijan as well as Armenia, continuing its non-aligned stance. The stance which India has been following, which is of non-alignment, India has to continue with that. Now, let's come to the future possibilities. A renewed war could spark a wider confrontation between Turkey and Russia. See, Turkey and Russia, they are continuously against each other. Now, if any such situation like war arises between Armenia and Azerbaijan, both these countries will jump into the war and situation might get worsened. Turkey is Azerbaijan's most important regional ally and also has already promised to provide its government with whatever support it needs. Now, Turkey has made its stance with reference to Azerbaijan very clear that whatever help you need, Turkey will provide it to you. Russia, meanwhile, has a defense pact with Armenia, though it also sells arms to Azerbaijan. Now, Russia has a situation here. Russia has a defense pact with Armenia, and the condition is such that in case if Armenia is pushed to war, then it is quite clear that Russia will jump into the war from Armenia's side. Okay, this is quite clear stance which can be understood by the actions that Russia has taken so far. Okay, so one such think tank, whose name is Thomas DeWall, he has also stated the same, that Russia will prefer to play a balanced act and act as a mediator. Like, Russia actually wants to play it balancedly. But if Armenian territory is under attack, then definitely they have no choice but to defend Armenia. Okay. So students, this was with the editorial analysis today. I hope you liked the editorial analysis. Thank you very much.